Hello guys, it's me again making yet again another top 5 video in particular. Anyway, as you can read from the title, I think you should know what the top 5 video is about this time. Anyway, if you can read from the title, the top 5 focuses on The Price is Right. 5 pricing games that have been retired that haven't been brought back for quite a while, and I think they should be brought back because I see no reason why they should be discontinued. Sure, they may seem difficult, but that's just stupid reason in my opinion. I can understand On the Spot being discontinued because that was hard as heck. But these 5 I'm going to mention, they need to be brought back. So this video focuses on 5 retired pricing games that need to make a comeback. Also, if you're wondering who's currently hosting The Price is Right, it's Drew Carey. Bob Barker retired back in 2006 or 7, around that point. At the time, Drew kind of stunk. At least he's doing better than when he first started doing the show. But I'd still rather have someone else hosting Price is Right. In fact, I think the Britons should have Drew Carey. They'd appreciate him, at least to my knowledge, but that's off topic. Let's not get into the who should host Price is Right scenario. That's a different topic for another time. Anyway, for those who don't know what a pricing game is, it's when a contestant gets up on stage because they won a prize, or for some versions, they just got called up on stage. I prefer when they win a prize on Contestant Row, but they are either playing for a cash amount, some prizes, a trip somewhere, or possibly, like what Rich Fields or Johnny Olson, or even Rod Roddy would say, a new car! I still think Rod Roddy did it the best, or Rich Fields. I'm used to Rich Fields saying, it's a new car! But here's an example. This is Hot Seat. I want to talk about this new pricing game that debuted this year. It's fantastic. It's a great gameplay. All you do is basically predict whether the actual price of these items is higher or lower than the price you're given. Also, you only have 35 seconds to price all 5 of these items. And they show you in no particular order. They only show you which ones you have correct. But they may show you that's all you got right. Overall, this is a great game. Whoever thought of this pricing game should be given a Nobel Prize. That's my thought on Hot Seat. Overall, great pricing game. Anyway, that gives you an idea of what a pricing game is if you've never seen The Price is Right before. Without further ado, let's take a look at my top 5 pricing games that need to make a comeback to The Price is Right regardless. I know you're probably going to say they retired it for a reason, but I still say they should bring it back regardless. Number 5. Number 5 belongs to Joker. It's a pretty simple game. All you have to do is get rid of the Joker. You don't get any free picks. You have to earn all 5 of them. This is also pretty common on Bruce's Price is Right. The way they play it is kind of similar except for the pricing the items part. I'll go over that a little later in the video, but the object is you have 5 cards. 4 of them are ones you want to keep. 1 of them is the Joker, and you want to get rid of that one. If you do that, you win the prize. If you still have the Joker, you lose, basically. Now, to price items correctly, all you have to do is line up the numbers correctly. You're given 2 numbers, for example, to an item. Your job is to figure out whether it's 13 or 31. If you line up correctly, you get to remove one of the 5 cards. You can do this at least 4 times. Hopefully the 1 card you have remaining still standing is not the Joker. If it's not the Joker, you win. If it is the Joker, well, you lose. It's a pretty simple game. On the Britain version, it's a bit different. You're given 2 price tags, kind of similar to how we do Secret X and the Pathfinder when you make a mistake. That's how the Britons do most of their pricing games, which is still common, or which is alright because their version of Joker is kind of similar to ours, but theirs is enjoyable as well. So I recommend Bruce's Price is Right if you want to check out their version of Price is Right. Overall, Joker is a fun pricing game. All you do is practically price items correctly, then try to get rid of the Joker. It's kind of simple like the Shell game, which is still on to this day. In fact, I think Joker should come back. Although it's number 5, so if it doesn't come back, that's fine. There are 4 others I would rather have come back, but Joker's number 5 on the list. Let's look at number 4. Number 4. Number 4 belongs to Hurdles. The game concept is simple. All you do is first of all, your hurdler is priced at so-and-so, and your job is to pick the items that are less value than the one that the hurdler is at. If you do so successfully, he can get over the hurdles no problem. But if you pick one that's higher than the hurdler, he'll crash, and the game's over. Overall, I think I have hope. There's hope for this pricing game. I quite like this pricing game. I especially love the music that was used in the pricing game. So, it's really catchy. In fact, I wish That's why I wish Hurdles would come back, because I'd love to hear that music cue one more time. In fact, I will put an annotation to the song if you want to hear it. But aside from that, if they did bring it back, they would have to use prizes. In fact, to tell you the truth, I think this game's better than Rat Race. They should bring back Hurdles and discontinue Rat Race, in my opinion. Although, they would have to make the game slightly a bit difficult, but hey, who cares about that? Hurdles is better, in my opinion. I just find it more enjoyable, so... That's number 4 on my list of pricing games. Let's take a look at number 3. Number 3 belongs to Buy or Sell. I can understand why this pricing game got retired, but I think it should be brought back for simple reasons. It's a simple game that can confuse a lot of people. You're showing 3 items, whether their actual retail price is higher or lower than the one they show you. The object is to buy the ones that are less than the actual retail price so you can save money, or sell the ones that is more than the actual retail price, and you could make money on. Here's an example of how buy or sell works. If you sell something for $19.30, you would want it to be less value than what you sold it for. Otherwise, you wouldn't make money. You would earn $800 if you play it correctly. If you sell something that's less valuable than the price you're given, and you want to buy something that's less valuable than the actual price. That way you'd make money. If you have at least $1 by the end of the game, you win. If you are at some point at 0 or negative, you lose. And that's Buy or Sell. Overall, I think this game needs to be brought back. I'm sure Drew Carey will explain to the contestants how the game is supposed to work. Then they won't get the wrong idea. That's number 3. Let's take a look at number 2. Number 2. Number 2 belongs to a pricey game that should have stayed as long as it can. Make Your Mark, also known as Barker's Markers. This game had no reason to be retired, and for the people to blame, I blame Mike Richards and Drew Carey for being the guilty ones for retiring this pricing game. There is no reason why this pricing game should have been retired. It's a simple game. Everybody knows that. What you do is you mark the 3 markers that you think are the correct price tags to the 3 items. One of those price tags is incorrect, and you want to avoid that one. You're also given $500 if you win the game. What they do is they reveal 2 price tags that are correct. And then here's where the hard decision comes in with the $500. If you think the last price tag that you have marked is correct, you tell Bob or Drew that you don't want to change it. And if you're correct, you get all 3 prizes and the $500. If you're unsure and you think the other price tag was correct, then you tell Drew or Bob you want to change it, but you have to give them back the $500. And if that's correct, you win just the 3 prizes and you kiss the $500 goodbye. But if you're wrong, you don't get anything. I think this pricing game needs to come back at all costs. And I'm not kidding. They canceled it for a stupid reason. So that's number 2. Now let's take a look at number 1. And now, the number 1 pricing game that's been retired that needs to make a comeback is... Number 1 goes to Penny Ante. I know you're probably saying this, but Penny Ante is not coming back because this pricing game got destroyed in a rainstorm. Oh, gee, really? I didn't think that would be the case. What, are you kidding me? The Price is Right can bring back Penny Ante without further ado. They just don't want to. And if you're probably saying, because it got destroyed in a rainstorm, they could always redesign or recreate the pricing game. If you don't believe me, then take, for example, why Time is Money was brought back. Why the bonus game got a new look where they replaced the blue lights with monitors that say bonus on, or a digital screen that says bonus on one of the 4 monitors. And why Clock Game has a new look. And most importantly, this. May I remind you of this pricing game, Double Cross? It uses a digital monitor where you use your hand to slide the lights or the colors to highlight the price to the 2 prizes you want to win. And there's only one combination that works. I like the music that's used in this pricing game, but if they can make this pricing game, then I don't see any reason why they can't bring back Penny Ante. It's a simple game. Kind of simple like most simple pricing games. And ever since Vendo Price went to vending machine sound effects and retiring the sound effect that was used on this pricing game, now I think that they should really bring back Penny Ante. They really should. I don't want any excuses. If they can redesign Time is Money, then I don't see any reason why Penny Ante can't be brought back. Like I said, they could digitalize it. I'm sure the monitors won't fail on them once they hit a button. So that's my conclusion. Penny Ante is number 1 for the pricing games that need to come back. Anyway, there's my top 5 pricing games that need to make a comeback since they've been retired. That pretty much concludes the video. If your favorites didn't make the list, check the honorable mentions in the description of the video. And if you feel like you want to share your top 5 pricing games that have been retired and need to make a comeback, feel free to write in the comments of my video. Anyway, that pretty much wraps up my video. And like what Bob Barker and Drew Carey always says, help control the pet populations, have your pets spayed or neutered. Thanks for watching this video, and this is CuteMimi25 signing off.